a guide for hunter crafting, like what you should keep, what you should disenchant, and which cards are integral to hunter decks. So, personally, I think Hunter's Mark is one of the best Hunter's cards, and people have just recently started to realize this and started playing it instead of Owl. I really think it's better than Owl, and I think you should play it in every Hunter's deck, every Hunter deck. Some people still aren't playing it, but I think you should play it in every deck. Arcane Shot is a really good card. It's not going to fit in every single deck, but it's going to fit in a lot of them. 1 mana for 2 damage is awesome, so it's a card that is definitely a good card. I have not seen Bestial Wrath work at all. I probably would disenchant this as a new player. I doubt it's going to be good for you, so would disenchant that one. I think Flare is worth keeping. It's a good card in mirror matchups to kill secrets, and even in non-mirror matchups, the main thing you want to do in Hunter is find your Unleash the Hounds, and since Unleash the Hounds is so important, just drawing a card is actually pretty decent. So I think Flare is not in every Hunter deck, but it maybe should be. It's a really good card, so I would keep that. I think Tracking should be in every Hunter deck. I know a lot of people don't like it, and they think that, you know, they always draw all their best cards at once, or whatever. Whatever reasons they don't like it. But when it comes down to it, as a hunter, you have a very hard time winning if you don't draw Unleash the Hounds, and therefore a card that will help you find Unleash the Hounds is really important, and I would say you should play this in every hunter deck, regardless, because you want to find that Unleash. Timberwolf also, I believe you should play at least one of these in every hunter deck. Just because of the Unleash. I mean, every Hunter deck will include Unleash, and this card is great with Unleash. Personally, I play 2, but I think you should play at least 1 in every Hunter deck. Explosive Trap is one of the key cards to your deck. You definitely should not disenchant this. You definitely want to play 2 of these in pretty much every Hunter deck as well. Even mid-range, like every mid-range, whatever, no matter which Hunter deck you're playing, you want to play Explosive Trap. So that one, you definitely should keep. I would keep Freezing Trap. I think it's very good. It doesn't necessarily go in every single hunter deck, but there's an argument for it to be in a lot of decks. The mid-range deck plays this, like Raynet's hunter deck, for example, plays this. I feel it's worth keeping, and it's a good card, so you should keep it, but it doesn't necessarily fit in every deck. The same is true for Misdirection. I would not get rid of it. However, I play this, and I always play this card. I think it's great, but I could see arguments for playing Freezing Trap instead. Most hunter decks have at least 4 traps, and so occasionally maybe you'll play 2 explosive and 2 freezing and not play the Misdirect, but I still would not disenchant it. I actually would disenchant Snake Trap. I think it's just useless. It's I don't know. I very rarely see it good. If someone just runs a buzzard out there in a trap, you can figure out what they're doing pretty easily, and the buzzard's so fragile that it's easy enough to kill. I mean, the 1/1s just aren't that game affecting in general. This card just is too easy to play around. I don't think it's good. I don't think Snipe is very good. Also would disenchant that. I mean, you may get some surprise value because no one will expect you to play it, I guess, but, like, I don't know. It's just too likely they're going to play the old Argent Commander, and all you're going to get is a Divine Shield for this. Unleash the Hounds is probably the best, not probably, it is the best hunter card. You definitely want to keep that card, and this is key to playing this deck. You definitely want it. I don't like Scavenging Hyena personally. I have seen people play it. If you do play it, probably only play 1 because it's so unlikely that 2 of them are going to do well. I just wouldn't play it personally, and I would probably disenchant it, but you know, it is a kind of a combo card, and it could be fun for some people, so you know, and it is a common, so you're not getting a ton of dust for it, so keeping it could be okay. I think Buzzard is really good. I think since you're always going to be playing Unleash, the Buzzard is great with Unleash, just to draw a bunch of cards. You know, give you a bunch of card advantage, and that's sort of the main combo in the hunter deck, so that's a great card, and it should go in every hunter deck in my opinion. I think Eaglehorn Bow is also a card that should go in every hunter deck. You're always going to be playing secrets, which means it's most times it's going to do more than 2 charges, so and this is a fantastic weapon. You certainly should keep that. Animal Companion's a really strong card and goes in a lot of hunter decks. Not every one, but a lot of them. Deadly Shot's a bit underrated. I think it's a really good card. Oftentimes, the counter strategy to Hunter is to try to play only a few creatures because they know you're going to use Unleash the Hounds, and therefore Deadly Shot becomes even more powerful. I think this card's worth keeping, and I think it's a pretty good card. It doesn't go in every Hunter deck, but it's pretty good. Kill Command will go in all the aggro Hunter decks, but maybe not the mid-range ones. It's a great card. Basic card. I don't think Multi-Shot's really playable in Constructed. It's just too expensive for what it does. Houndmaster is a good solid card that's played in the more mid-range Hunter decks. I think it's okay. I don't think it's great. I don't personally like the mid-range Hunter deck that much. I would rather play either a more combo deck Hunter or just full-out aggro rather than playing the mid-range deck. But either way, I mean, it's a basic card. I mean, it's okay. I would disenchant Explosive Shot. I know it seems like it's amazing, right? This effect seems great, but just in the types of decks you're going to be playing with a Hunter, you're not going to pull this off, so it's just not worth keeping. Tundra Rhino just is not good. It's just too expensive for what it does. If it was like, I don't know, 3 mana for a 2/3, it might be amazing, but I mean, 5 mana is just too much. It's not going to work. Svanaheimane's a really strong card. You should keep that one. It is used in the more mid-range decks. I've tried it in the aggro decks too, just because it's such a pain to deal with. It does combo very well with Buzzard as well, because you can, like, you know, maybe attack and kill it and then get 2 hyenas and draw 2 cards. So it's a really good card. It's probably worth keeping. Gladiator's Longbow, probably would disenchant it. I would like to play it, and you know, Arcanite Reaper is a great card in the Warrior aggro deck, and this is basically an Arcanite Reaper, but it costs 7, which is an insane amount. It's probably not going to be played, so you're probably fine disenchanting that. And then realize, like, I don't have a King Crush. I would disenchant King Crush. I just don't think he's good enough to play. He's not better than just random other 9 mana legendaries that aren't class specific, and he doesn't really fit well with the type of decks that Hunter makes, so I would just disenchant him.